Hi, welcome to this training video. My name is Gabby and I will be your trainer today. What are we going to see? Well, sometimes your dogs may be diabetic or require blood withdrawals, or for any other reason need to be poked with needles. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm accompanied by my trusty doggo down here, Harriet. Hi, say hi to the world, Harriet. And she will be working with me today. So let's get right into it. Welcome back to this training video. So right now we have three types of needles. We have an empty one with a little plastic tip, and one which has a blunt needle on it, and it's colored black so that I'm reminded that this one is the blunt needle. Normally blood is taken from the paw, the vein on the paw, or the jugular. Today we're going to work with the paw because that's the most problematic one. Dogs do prefer the jugular when it comes to blood withdrawal. For diabetes, it's normally on the ears. So you might need to practice this in different parts of the body. So the first thing we're going to do is bring the object to the dog's paw and simply click and treat for touching the paw without any reaction. You want to do it on the front part of the leg, so right about halfway down the leg with the empty one. Now, if you're not a clicker trainer, it's okay. You can just say, "Good girl," and it works just as well. You're going to need to repeat this multiple times until the dog is comfortable and has no reactions when you put the blunt equipment to the leg. Now, this is step one of many steps. Once you've practiced this and the dog is fine with you putting the object or the needle on its paw, then we want to move to the next step. So we can do it longer, but I don't like to do it longer at this stage because there's no needle on it. It's when the needle's on the syringe and on the paw that we want to do it. Training session, quote unquote, would be over. We've succeeded. This part of the needle now disappears, and we're at needle number 2 with the little plastic top on it. So it's a little pointy object. It kind of goes in the fur, but it's plastic, so plastic tubing. So when you have the little plastic tube, it's rigid enough that I can go into the fur and simulate something going under there. Now, Harriet doesn't have much fur, so it's not much of a contest for us. But if your dog has a lot of fur, you'll have to kind of go dig in there to get to the actual leg. Now, that being said, obviously, if you're going to do this, your dog might be shaven, but it also might not if it's diabetes. So if it's diabetes, it would be the same thing, but on the ear. So same process, and we get to the vein, and good girl. So regardless of where you're doing this on the body, the steps are the same. She's allowed to sniff. She's allowed to move her leg away if she wants to. Yep. I always wait until they're finished eating. I don't want to trick them while they're eating. You don't want to inadvertently train the dog's nose while you're doing this. So if she comes in to sniff, it's fine, but ideally you want her face to be away from the needle. As I said, this is not a needle, this is just a plastic tube. Yeah, what's this? You can't eat it. Now give me your paw. Good girl. So you see how she put her paw away? I need your toes. I need your toes. Thank you. I need your toes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give me your leg. A little bit of resistance here. Come on. I'm not closing my hand on her. I want her to know she has the liberty of moving it away if she wants to. We don't work. If you want treats, I need your leg. Thank you. Good girl. Yeah, there you go. You can practice both legs as well. always good. And you can practice this all over the body if you want to. But this will help with vaccines, with blood sampling, with any type of treatment that is required. If you have an older dog especially, you might need injections in certain limbs for pain relief, for arthritis. It's an injection once a month. So if you have a dog that does not like needles, your relationship can break down really quickly. So when the dog is comfortable with this, I want to start another step. So this is step 2 because it's my syringe with the plastic tube. So I want to put this on the dog's leg, and then I want to imitate pulling out or injecting something and then going click. So if you're real agile, you can do this with one hand. So I'm going to go like this and then push. Good girl, very good girl. Here you go. So if you wanted to do this with the ear, obviously I need an extra hand to hold the ear. So my clicker would go away, and then I would just go with the mouth pop. Good girl. So clickers are practical, but they're not the only conditioned stimulus that we have. Good girl. Now, why do we do this, you ask? Because working in vet clinics, we always had to contain animals into some type of, position to be able to do this. And struggling with animals makes no sense when we can get our hyenas or our cheetahs, even the wolves, to do this on command. So there's no reason for me to not go in there with a needle and do this and say, good girl, without having to hold her in any way, shape, or form. You're saving on cost. You're saving on your dog's stress. You're saving on the vet's cost. But overall, it's really no stress for the animal. It's already stressful to go to the vet. So on top of that, if you have to get needles poked in your body regularly, then it's very unpleasant for the animal. So we don't need to do that. We can just be here and go like this. If you have a senior dog that's going to get injections in one or multiple legs, then you need to practice on all the legs. I need your foot back, please. Thank you. Whoop, if her nose is there, we don't do anything. And obviously when you fill in the syringe, this one has air, so it goes, and then just the sound can be a bit unnerving for dogs. Good girl. So once we've practiced with the plastic little tube at the end, then we work with the blunt needle. So I take the cap off. I can try to post a picture of it. It's a little bit more pointy than the tube. You can't put your nose there. There you go. So I put it on her skin. Good girl. And as I said, you can click, you can mouth pop, or you can say good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And so I point. Good girl. These are syringes for my medication, and they're highly flexible. So even if she moved, this will actually bend. Stay. Good girl. Whoop. Good girl. Perfect. Now, obviously, I'm not going to poke her with an actual needle. That is the vet's job to do that. If it's for blood sampling, if it's for diabetes, it's this type of needle. Good girl. So I'm going to put my clicker away and just use my 2 hands here. Good girl. This would be step 4 technically, because now I'm on my 3rd needle and I'm also pumping up and down. There's a 4th step, which is closing the thumb on the dog's actual hole to stop the bleeding. So we would go in, pull, push, and then do this and keep our hand there. Good girl. And then go with time. So I know here it makes this look easy, but it's only easy because we practice. Not that she's getting injections on a regular basis, but she might. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So I'd rather desensitize these things as part of her training. It makes her work And because she's experiencing her pseudo pregnancies and just wants to go nurse her pretend plush toys, her brain is very hard to work. So again, I poke, I pull a little, and then I push down, and then I put my finger, and you have to press, obviously, so I am pressing. Good girl. And you see how for her there's absolutely no stress. She knows that she can remove her leg if she wants to, but I'm here to convince her that we have to do this. So I'm going to ask for her leg multiple times. If you had to shave, then you would have to take out the clipper, desensitize to that, alcohol rubbing, and so on, but we're not simulating that today. Okay, stay. Good girl. Solid as a rock. We'll do it one more time. So poke, pull, push, and you're so pretty. You're so very pretty. You're a dinosaur. Good girl. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.